Hi, so Charlie giving you Saturday's video. Hope you're very well. So the trading challenge has hit now 160%, and so I'm just going to run through with you how that's going and what the objectives are still with that trading challenge. But also, just before I say anything too much more, I've got this webinar next Thursday. I've told you a few weeks ago that I've got that coming. So it's Thursday the 11th at 7 p.m. UK time. And that webinar is going to be on how I look for those ultra high risk to reward ratio trades. So I've just had a 1 to 32, I think it was, a 1 to 32 risk to reward ratio. So I'm going to go through how I go about building a trade like that. It's actually quite technical, so that webinar is going to cover that. That's next Thursday. I'll put a link in the box below on our YouTube channel here. I'm going to put a link in the box and you can sign up for that. Okay. So let's go through the trading challenge. Now, this trading challenge, as many of you know, and I appreciate there's always new people coming to our trading channel, our YouTube channel and stuff. So, but as many of you know, I started this challenge in, I think it was late June time of last year. So this challenge, I put £20,000 into a trading account, and the goal was to, well, I can't remember what the goal was actually. I did a webinar to kick it all off, and actually I think the goal was to sort of get it to 50,000, but really it's 70,000. Just so that you know, I've done these trading challenges over the years. I started doing them in 2014 because my view on trading educators is that most trading educators don't put themselves on the line. They don't put their necks on the line. You know, they can hide behind smokes and mirrors and stuff and show bits and pieces, but there's no real genuine, most people don't do that sort of stuff. So I started doing these trading challenges and I kicked it off, and I'd always done live trading at investment shows and stuff. So I'd always done that. 5 times winner at the London Forex show live trade off, but that's just a one-day event, you know. So I wanted to do something which was over a period of time. And so that very first challenge I did was the 10k to 100k challenge, and that one took 2 years 8 months, and I got there. And so although when I set it out in the beginning, the challenge was to do it in 2 years, but I mean really that was just because it sounded good. 10 to 100 in 2 years sort of thing. I never knew if I was going to be able to do that because that's quite a return. $10,000 into 100,000. And then I finished that. Most of you know the story here, but I finished that. And this is the point. This is the point with everything that I do. It's transparent. And then I sort of finished it because it took 2 years 8 months, and I think I had 6 months where I was just sort of obviously not doing a trading challenge. And it's a bit like Ranulph Fiennes. Used to come back from like hiking across the Antarctic with frostbite and losing a toe and stuff, and say, I'm never doing that again. And then a year later off he goes again because you forget the pain. I'm not saying that the trading challenge is a pain, but what I will say is as a trading educator, we run the Easy Trader, it's still a pressure. It's one thing just doing it on your own and doing 160% or 50% or 200% or whatever, but doing it when you know you've got to present your results is another factor. So there's a pressure involved as well. And so anyway, it was quite nice to finish that challenge. But within 6 months, I'm thinking, I want to do something else. And so I'd started the 50k challenge. The 50k challenge was to try and turn that 50k into 500. Now, when I started the 50k challenge, I was allowing myself up to 5% risk per trade. Unfortunately, when I ended up going through a drawdown myself, longest drawdown I've experienced, it was about 6 months. Anyone who tells you that the longest drawdown they ever have is a couple of weeks is lying, because that's the reality. At some point, you're going to have a long drawdown, and that was my one. So coupled with what would otherwise have been a normal drawdown, but if you're trading at 5% risk per trade, very quickly you're going to blow up, and that's essentially what happened. It gradually just went down and down. I presented this in the summer of 2020. So, and that's what happened, and that's the reality of it. So we got to this point where, and it was funny last summer. I didn't know how people would take it, but I think people appreciated the honesty and the reality of what had happened. That was a real account, and I lost £49,000 on it. And so obviously it was speculative money, and I'd just taken that 50,000 from the profits of the 10k to 100k. But even so, it was still money that I'd previously made on that challenge account. So then I thought, well, what do I want to do now? Do I want to just finish at this and just say, that's it, I've had enough? But I thought, no, I do genuinely enjoy doing the challenges, because for me, it's important to give people belief in what they are doing. And that's the whole reason, really, why I've always done all these things. It's because I know how difficult trading is. We all know how difficult trading is. It's all mindset. And you have to have belief in what you're doing. And so I've always seen it, well, if you've got a trading educator who's putting their neck on the line like I do over the years, then at least people can say, do you know what, that guy's, the real deal. He's showing me what he's doing and all that, And so that for me is if I can give people a belief that if I can do it, they can do it as well, fantastic. My job is done. Anyway, so starting this new one, I thought, right, okay, well, what am I going to do this time? So what amount should I start with? So I thought, well, we named this one Back in Black. And so the objective of this one was to get back into the black, so to speak, having lost that prior 50,000. Ultimately, I'm still up, because if you think about the original 10k to 100k, yes, lost 50, but effectively still up right from the beginning of that. But that's not the point, is it? So back in black to get back that 50. So at the moment, so I've taken that 20 and it's now up 160%. I'm going to show you just in a second here. And so it's now just over 50,000. Actually, let's bring it up. So it's now up at 51,473. That's actual account value, because I've got open positions at the moment still as well. So you can see cash positions, open positions. Could have closed all out of these this week, but I didn't want to close out of all my open positions. So it gives you a nicer looking bit of a chart here as well, so we can see from when I started this. And you can go back over my old videos as well. So there's a video in September the 8th on our YouTube channel. I did an update in December, so you can go back and have a look at that one as well, and the one on September the 8th. And there was probably one before that when I kicked it all off as well. I can't remember, around July time, I guess. So that's where you get an idea of the breakdown. Most of as you can see, most of the trading I'm doing is Forex. There's been a bit of CFDs in there. I don't know what that would be. I don't know, whatever the markets are there. I can't remember what those are. But anyway, it just gives a bit of a breakdown there on the, and you can see the chart as well. You can see it's not a one-way street. When I started this, and you can go back over my videos, you can see this same chart back when I did the update in September. They go up and down along the way, and so it's never a straight, one directional thing. So, and that's the reality of trading. You go through, look, these flat periods. If you go to my September the 8th video, I think it was September the 8th, I was going through this flat period because it was August, and it's not that August is always a bad month. It's just my P&L was flat during that period, and you can see then it ticked up a little bit through, into the autumn here in September, and again, this is the reality. And then all of a sudden you get a jump up. This is what I'm always saying to people, that the returns that you get from trading are random, in that you might have a profitable system or strategy or style of trading, but the way that the returns are delivered are random. So you might have a system, let's say, that back tested will yield 50% a year, for argument's sake. Is it going to do 50% every year? No, of course it's not. One year it might do 90%, another year it might do 10%. You've got to stick with your system, your strategy, and your approach through all of that. And even during any one particular year, that you're going to have spurts of profits. Then you're going to have static periods where you're still trading, but you're having a winner, having a loser, whatever, having maybe a couple of more losers, but anyway, and you're just flat, or maybe it's pulling back. and that's the reality of trading returns. So I always say to people, you make 80% of your profits in 20% of the trading. So what I mean by that is either your 20% of your trades are making 80% of the gains, and that could be that you get very, very high risk reward ratio trades, and when they do come along and they pay out, they give you massive gains. Or it could just be that you're getting 80% of your gains in 20% of the time. So like a lot of traders will find that they'll have purple patches during the course of a year, and then the rest of the time they're flat, or maybe they're pulling back, but then all of a sudden they get a purple patch over a shortish period, like I say, about 20% of the time, but that delivers the gains as well. So gains come, like I said, fairly randomly. You don't get me wrong, some years you can just have a year where you just make money month after month after month after month, but a lot of the time it's not real. That's not the reality. It's a bit more stop start as you work your way through. So coming back to what's the goal here? I said back to black, so I've got it to 50,000 at the moment, and of course I'm going to have drawdowns from here. The thing is with this challenge is that I limited myself to maximum of 2% risk per trade. So it's not going to happen that I will blow up this time. So I could have a deep drawdown, because still at 2% risk per trade, you can still have some sharp drawdowns. And a lot of the trades, to be fair, I'm not risking 2% per trade. I am only risking 1%. So but it's still aggressive by nature what I'm doing, and I'll explain more on the webinar next week. But when I say aggressive, not aggressive is I'm not taking huge amounts of risk, but it's aggressive that I will push my hand at certain times, and that's what I want to go through with you on next week's webinar. So the goal for the challenge, to summarize, I guess, is to try and see if I can get it to, I think we said last summer when I did the webinar, and you can go to our website, and the webinar will be on our website, I'm sure. So the goal was, I guess, to get it to 70,000. Because if I get it to 70,000, that means that I've put this 20,000 into the trading account here, and I've made back the 50, yeah? So that's the ultimate goal. Now, I don't know how long these things are going to take. Like I think I said in December's video, I'd had a good run over that 6 months. I'm up 160% in 8 months. I've had a good run. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do another 160% in the next 8 months. It'd be nice if I could. But that's the goal, to see if I can get it to 70,000. And then we'll take it from there. And then maybe we'll do a webinar then, so we can do a highly interactive webinar and discuss what we want to do from there. Because as I said last summer, I don't ever really want to stop doing these challenges because they motivate me. I do enjoy them. I know it's a pressure, but I'm so used to doing it now that I sort of don't care whether I win, lose, and people want to criticize me or whatever. It's real. So maybe we can have a short discussion on next Thursday's webinar as well, or by all means put some comments down about what you would like me to do next on this challenge, even if I can get it to that 70,000, however long that takes me to get to, then what do I do from there as far as the challenge is concerned? So I will continue it. It'll just be, right, okay, what's the next step? And so, and that's what we'll do. Anyway, I've gone on for long enough today. Hopefully I've given you a few anecdotes there and things to think about, but properly next Thursday we're going to be doing that webinar. So do click down, sign up for the webinar in the text box below this video today. Hopefully it's been of interest to you, and we'll see where we get to. I'll do the next update on the challenge when I feel that I've hit another significant milestone. Hopefully that milestone is up and not down, of course. Take care for now, enjoy your weekends, and I'll see you next week.